Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market stream here today, where we're going to be covering a few stocks to keep an eye on for today. So thank you guys once again for tuning in as always. Oop, let me go back to here. There we go. So we're going to flip to that screen in just a second. We're going to wait for more people to get in here. So I can safely say today, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of things that are moving. So again, the watch list is kind of broad. Just going to be keeping an eye on a few different stocks. Good morning from Aussie. Good morning, Andrew, Onionhead. Good morning, Alberto, Joel, Justin. Keep them coming. Natalie, Scott, Coco. Oh, I know a few more coming. Hey, what's going on? Tom, Smack Gang. Who else we got in here today? Marcus, good morning. How are you doing? Sam, good morning to you. Good day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks to you. I made 500 yesterday. That's awesome. I am very happy for you. Brad, what's going on? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody? Yeah. All right, anyways, today watch list is going to be fairly broad. I'm not crazy about anything. This is what I told you was probably going to happen, right? Remember, I've been saying it for the past 2 days. Earnings season is over. Things will slow down. And that's what's starting to happen. We're starting to see less activity in terms of stocks gapping up and stocks gapping down. So the watch lists are now going to become a little bit more broad. So you have to keep your eyes open even greater, shall I say. All right, so let's flip to the next screen here. There you guys go. Take a few seconds, do what you got to do. You can write these tickers down. And actually, with that, I'll be right back real quick. I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to hop out and grab a cup of coffee. All right, we're back. All right, so that should have given you guys enough time there to get all the stocks you need to get going. All right, cool, good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to flip to the next screen here. All right, here we are. So let me... I'll start with Tesla because I know there's kind of still a lot of hype going around Tesla. Good stuff. Glad you made 1,200 bucks. That's awesome. So let's talk about the first one here. So I'm going to briefly talk about Tesla. So the reason I'm going to keep Tesla on the watch list is, well, you guys know the negative news and all that stuff. That's kind of old news now. There's still kind of optimism and hope in for short-term plays on the stock Tesla. So what I kind of see right now going on with Tesla is if you look at not a yearly chart, the 180-day chart, the 180-day chart yesterday provided us with, yesterday on Tesla, the 180-day chart provided us with a higher low right there. So it kind of is starting to trend up. So it's possible that there might be another long play setting up here on Tesla. So again, what we're seeing is a bounce followed by a higher low, which means that theoretically we're starting to uptrend. So we might see another push like this. The way I see it is, if we look back, and let's just do like a 20-day chart. If we look back here, let me remove that drawing. It's really a downward trend line from like back there. if in fact Tesla can break up and over this downward trend line that starts from the price of like 290, following the latest high from just the other day, down on the pre-market trading today, if for whatever reason Tesla can kind of still again hold this 278s area and curl back up and over that trend line, we might have a nice upward momentum push on the stock Tesla. So that's what I'm kind of watching right now. The daily chart, let me delete these drawings. The daily chart still looks kind of strong, right? We had that nice hammer candle, kind of a hammer candle, followed by a strong bullish green candle. And now we have this this doji candle, but it's more of a buyer's candle in my opinion, because we got bought up from the low, and theoretically the hash is higher up on this whole candle. So it's still, in my opinion, a little bit more bullish. I could be wrong, but just by looking at this chart right now, again, we are still uptrending because we bounced yesterday on some support. So going into today's trading, I'm really just kind of looking for this thing to see if it holds up above yesterday's closing price, which is 279. So if Tesla can hold above 279, I do see Tesla as more of a long bias trade on the day. All right. Tesla's cash flow negative. I mean, at the end of the day, Tesla's garbage, but in terms of, actively trading it, it always usually has some type of opportunity for us. All right, moving forward, I'll talk about Netflix. So yesterday, I was extremely wrong about Netflix. I accidentally deleted my recording yesterday, accidentally. When I save the video, like when I get done saving the video, like I right click the video and I scroll down, and when I right click and scroll down, it gives me the opportunity to rename the video. When you save a file and then you want to change the name of it so you can remember it. So I always label my videos as trade recaps with the current date, and then I move them to a folder. Well, the rename and delete are right on top of each other. So yesterday when I went down to rename my video, I accidentally clicked delete. So I basically deleted my video that I made yesterday. But if I hadn't and I uploaded it, you guys would have seen me lose $900 yesterday on Netflix. So I was very stubborn with Netflix yesterday. I was so set on the idea that it was a short play, and everything pointed short yesterday to me, and I was so set on it being a short play that I tried 3 times to short it, and I got squeezed every time, losing like $200 here, $300 here, another $200 there. So basically, right in the morning after 3 trades, I was down $900 on Netflix. And after the 3 attempts, I finally told myself, clearly my bias is way incorrect and I should stop fighting it, stop being stubborn. And then, of course, I stopped and the thing skyrocketed. So looking back now, yeah, I'm glad I got out, but could have definitely traded that better. So anyways, I lost $900 immediately yesterday on Netflix. I ended up making $1,500 on AMD. So I ended up recovering all my loss, and I finished the day up positive 900. So that was good. But in terms of Netflix, clearly it's not a short play, because if it was, it would have dropped yesterday. So now I have more of a bullish stance on Netflix here. All right, so if we look at Netflix, right, the idea was that yesterday it would roll over and break down. Now that we haven't done that, I have a bullish outlook here on Netflix. Is it going to trade very well today? I honestly don't know, because it's in this small little tight range. So I have no clue exactly how it's going to trade for the day, but I am bullish on Netflix. So I would encourage you guys to also be bullish on Netflix. I learned the hard way yesterday by losing $900 on it. So all in all, definitely have a bullish outlook on Netflix today. There's not really too much more to it. I could go on further, but we don't have too much time. So just want to briefly come in here and tell you to watch Netflix in terms of long bias sentiment, because I was way wrong yesterday on the short. Hold on. My forecast on silver is a buy. The only reason I'm asking that is because I actually just bought $1,000 worth of physical silver yesterday. I bought some more a couple days ago, then I bought some a couple months ago. So I'm actually buying physical silver. You know, there's a few reasons why I actually like the physical silver, but it's just basic things of basic things you should have in terms of like commodities, gold and silver. So, I mean, they're never going to, you know, everyone's like, oh, with cryptocurrency, gold and silver will become a thing of the past. It's like, no, they won't. Okay. They're not going to become a thing of the past. Why? Because gold and silver have value, as they always will have value. They're never going to actually lose value because they are real and they can be used to make things. So they're never going to fully ever lose value, even with cryptocurrency. So it's definitely a good commodity to have, you know. But anyways, I have been buying silver. Silver's at an extremely low price in comparison to where it has been. So silver's like $14 an ounce right now. So silver is very cheap. I've been buying silver. Gold's also pretty cheap, but not really. It's at a like relatively good buy price, but I'm not, you know, with how low silver is, it makes more sense for me to buy more silver than it does gold at this point. There is room for return on gold, but just not as significant as silver. So I'm really just putting my eggs on silver right now. All right, next one on the list here is I'll talk about Facebook. Facebook to me looks like a bear flag. All right, let me show you here, 180-day chart. So Netflix to me looked like a bear flag. And I'll actually show you what it looks like in a different view. So ready? I'm going to take Facebook here and I'm going to flip it backwards. Okay, so this is what Facebook looks inverted. And to me, it looks like a bull flag, right? This looks like a bull flag if the chart's inverted. So that means if I flip it back to the way it really looks, it looks like a bear flag. So I do believe Facebook is going to be a short play today. So I would keep Facebook on watch for a short. And if this is in fact a bear flag, it is already broken out of the bear flag channel, which means the move is starting like right now in terms of a short play. Now, is it going to be a big short play? Is it going to be a great one? Does it even have to go short? I honestly couldn't tell you if it's going to do that for sure. But based on what we're seeing, it does appear that Facebook is in a bear flag, and which means the stock will be going down. I did actually take a 50-share swing trade yesterday, anticipating maybe a little bit of a breakthrough to the upside today. That failed. I exited pre-market today with a small loss of like, it was like $80, and now my bias has turned short. Okay, so Facebook, definitely watching short bias here today. Some things to pay attention to are just some key level supports, which would be one here at 163. I won't really call them key, but just intraday support levels. So you got one at 163. You have another down here at 162, and then you have another one down here at 161. Basically, every whole dollar mark, there's going to be some sort of support. Okay. I'll talk about gold and diamond here in just a second. So next one on the list will be ARWR. Before we talk here, my thoughts on gold. If you actually do research on diamonds, diamonds really are like, I want to say they're of zero value, but diamonds are extremely overvalued. Extremely. Now, there's going to be people that argue my statement until death do us part. But diamonds are extremely overvalued. There's this belief, and I also think it's a misconception to a certain extent. There's a belief that diamonds are extremely rare. Like, they are rare, but they're not as rare as everyone makes them out to be. They're actually, in comparison, if you think about this, in comparison to how rare people make diamonds out to be, they're really not rare at all in that retrospect. But in terms of like digging them up and finding them, yeah, they're pretty rare to find. But in terms of how much we actually have, they're not rare at all. If you do a lot of research, and I couldn't tell you because I'm not like crazy into history, but I've done the research a while ago, and I don't want to, and I know I would be extremely incorrect to say that it was back during the times of the Holocaust and things like that. But I do believe it actually dates back to prior to like World War II. That basically what happened was diamonds were not even a thing to be put on like as a wedding ring. They weren't even used for wedding rings a long time ago. And then I don't remember who the lady was, but she was like the first person to get a diamond ring. And then at that point, it became a thing to get diamond rings. And then that's what really blew up the price of diamonds. But before, they weren't expensive. They weren't seen as a thing that every lady must have for a wedding. And they weren't really worn as like jewelries. And so they were, but they weren't in a sense. And really what happened was there were so many of them that they weren't really high priced. And then they actually started hoarding diamonds. They started restricting the supply of diamonds to make the price go up. So in my honest opinion, diamonds have been overvalued for like ever through a manipulation of supply. The price had been artificially pumped and then overvalued, and then somehow they've just kind of stayed there. So my personal opinion, I don't think diamonds are of the value that they truly are. And if they were, then why is it then when you buy a diamond from a diamond store and then leave and then go right back, that diamond's basically worth nothing? Why is it that 50% of the diamonds depreciate in value over like the course of a year by like 50% or something? If they were really of value, they wouldn't depreciate that quickly. Things to think about. All right, next one. So we're on ARWR here. All right, so ARWR is that stock a few weeks back. I don't want to say a few weeks, but a couple days ago, they kind of went on a massive rip pre-market. Just kind of been hovering ever since. Well, if you look at it right now, pre-market, it's looking kind of weak. So we're going to be keeping ARWR on watch for a short position. Yep, keeping on watch for a short here. There's a few reasons why. If you look at the trend line support it just broke that yesterday. It's starting to kind of trend down. This might be what we call the first red day setup. And if it is, guys, if this is the first red day setup, look at all the room it could come down, right? Once it gets below these, once it gets below like this point or that point, right? If this price drops below that one or it drops below that one, it just has down to go because there's nothing stopping it from over here, right? Like, look at that, right? All the support that's built up on ARWR is from right here. If it gets through that, there is nothing stopping it over here, right? It's just all free falling from there. All right, there's going to be no real support on that way down. So we'll be watching ARWR short. It has lost a lot of volume, which means it's probably going to trade on very low volume, which then means it might be a challenging trade. So for some of you newer traders, probably best to just stay away from this. Then lastly, on the watch list today will be AMD. AMD is the last stock here on the watch list that we're going to be talking about. I think what I'm doing here is I'm going to do what most people won't, and I might be wrong, and then I'm going to get a bunch of backlash for it, which at the end of the day, I don't really care. It is what it is, but I will say this. I'm going to do what most won't, or actually, I'm probably wrong of saying that, but I'm going to do what, majority I think aren't doing. There's still a lot of people that think like me, but I'm going to say AMD is becoming extremely short bias. Yeah, I'm definitely turning more bearish day by day on AMD. I mean, it still fakes us out every time. Every time we think it's the top, it fakes us out. But if you look at the 180-day chart, it is now starting into an upward wedge. Okay, we're starting to perform into an upward wedge. We're actually starting to roll over pre-market, which leads me to believe today is going to be a red day on AMD. Another thing here is if you look at AMD, right, we had the massive rip. So we've gone through one. Oh, that's not a one. Hold on. Let me do that again. We've gone through one pullback, which is right there. We've gone through two pullbacks, which is right there. We're attempting a third pullback right now. And the third pullback is usually the one that fails, right? When a stock starts ripping, it pulls back, usually goes for another rip, pulls back, and it goes for another rip, and then that one's usually the one that fails. So usually you go push up, then we go one pullback. We go on another rip, we have second pullback. We go on our third leg up, and then that leg, that third attempt at a pullback is usually the one that breaks down, or what happens is it drops. we go for a fourth push to the upside, and the fourth push fails, and then we come down. So like right now, I do believe we're at a very coming to a critical moment for red moves on AMD. I think we're finally getting to the point at which we're going to start breaking down. And also, if you look at this, right? So look at this move, right? Watch this. How can I better explain this? So let's do it like this. Let me delete a few of these drawings off real quick, and then I'm just going to take a few minutes to go. You might have to kind of bear with me a little bit here. No pun intended, bear, but you have to stick with me on this one. It might get a little complicated. So look at this, right? So look at this move. I'm going to do this in terms of boxes, right? So when we first broke out, right, look at the move. So from here up was like the big push, right, when we broke out, okay? Then when we, then I'll do this one in green, right? Then we did our pullback, and then once we broke out, look at the push we had here, right? It was that big. All right, now I'm going to do this one in red. Now that we just kind of went through our second pullback and broke out this time, look at how much we've gained this time, okay? So that was the big breakout, the yellow box. Our first pullback to our second leg up would be the green box, which provides, that's how much really like profit we made on the breakout to new highs, right? And then we went through our second pullback, third leg up, and look at the amount of money that was made on that one. Hardly any. So what that's telling me is the momentum is definitely slowing down, right? Though it was a big move from the second pullback, in terms of breaking into new highs, we didn't really do anything. We basically stayed the same, right? So in terms of momentum, it looks as if it's slowing down, and it looks as if now what's happening is more of share distribution and share removement, where we're starting to see shares being traded back and forth, which leads me to believe that whether you want to call it institutions, investors, or whoever, it looks like there's starting to be more selling, a larger supply, and the thing's getting ready to come down, okay? And then once that happens, once it comes down, we'll probably see something like this, where we see AMD drop, right? We'll see it drop like this, maybe do another one, and then it's going to start this stuff, right? We just had a massive rip, and then it'll go through a long consolidation where we don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? So I do believe a short play's coming. I am now going to say Boiler Room Trading has now downgraded AMD to $25. I do believe we're going to see a pullback to $25. So Boiler Room Trading here, analysts just says that we're going to downgrade the stock AMD to a short-term play of $25. And chances are I'll be more correct than all the analysts on Wall Street. It be. So anyways, that's all I have for you here today, guys, on today's morning pre-market watch list. Seriously though, anytime I hear an analyst, it makes me laugh, because it's just like, it's such a joke, right? I've had the best analyst ratings are when an analyst comes out and they go like, for example, AMD has turned into a buy rating, and analysts upgrade the stock to $20 a share. It's like, dude, you just upgraded the stock to $20 a share today, and the stock's trading at $30. Like, you'll see it all the time, right? The other one just happened on 5 and below. Is like, analysts upgraded to 120. It's like, dude, it's trading 135. What are you talking about, right? Now, I get it. They could be saying that really it's a buy at 120. We get it, right? But I'm just saying, the way that it's all comes out, it's all ass backwards. Oh, yeah, it was a bold statement, right? You know, it was a bold statement to say that I'm going to be better than all the Wall Street analysts in predicting a $25 pullback to AMD. Yeah, that is a pretty bold move. I should probably be a little less bold and probably say like 26, 50, 27, but this is a big move. Let's let the reins ride this boy down, right? Let's get short on this sucker. It's time. We'll see. Even if I'm wrong, I don't care. It is what it is. I still make money, so. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. As always, you can always join into our free chat room service. It'll be one of the links in the description of the video. I don't really know which because I can't remember. So all you have to do is go down there and figure out which one that may be. And then you click that boy, and then you create a little email password to allow you to log in. And then you'll be able to access our whole free chat room service in which you can talk to other traders about trading and cool things like that. If you'd like to talk about dogs and kittens, you have a chat room to talk about that also. It's not labeled as dogs and kittens. It's actually a hangout room where you can talk to other traders and things like that. All right, guys, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Take care.